Yo, what up, YouTube? This is SetHeal45 with video number 3. But before I get into video number 3, I just want to take a moment to personally thank every single person who's got a chance to watch my videos or subscribe to my channel. Currently, we're up to 61 subscribers over the course of 2 weeks, or a 2-week period. And the thing that excites me most about that is that just through conversations with other people, my videos have been able to or our videos have been able to create thought-provoking conversations and add value to other people's lives. And even though, or even if the people who are watching my video, they aren't sharing it with other people, they are they have started to, maybe edify other people a little bit more, or just find other ways to add value to their lives, or maybe they do show them. I don't know, but I know that through personal conversations with people that I know who have seen the videos have given me a lot of positive feedback, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. But moving forward, today's video number 3, is going to be about failure, overcoming adversity. What can we learn from failure, and how does that add value to our lives? And I'll start out with a story from when I was in high school. But before I start with that, I'll say this. My parents divorced when I was 2, my biological parents, and just naturally over time they remarried. And then when I was about 15, both sets of parents, mom, stepfather, dad, stepmother, both divorced about 3, maybe 4 months apart tops. Now, being the oldest of 5 siblings, that's pretty difficult. And I started getting involved with a lot of people that I shouldn't have been involved with. I was skipping school. I missed like 22 days at one time. And granted, nothing that I've gone through is the worst thing in the world, but it was hard for me at the time. But I learned a lot from it, right? So I ended up getting kicked out of school. I went to another school, like an alternative program that they didn't offer any sports. Now, I was heavy into sports. I played football, I ran track, I even wrestled for a year. All these good things, right? So any scholarship offers I would have gotten my, the latter part of my junior year or even my senior year, yeah, that was out the window. And I have nobody to blame but myself, right? But the good thing is I was given a second opportunity. I go to this school and I reacted completely different. I went to class. I did my schoolwork. I took my schoolwork home. I did homework, which was foreign to me because I'd never done homework before. I'd show up the next day and copy somebody before class started. But anyway, over the course of that year and a half time frame, I dropped a lot of people that shouldn't have been in my life. Because, look, even as bad as I wanted to help these people, I couldn't help these people that I had to drop from my life because I couldn't offer the best version of myself, right? So I had to fail to learn that, right? It was a lot of adversity, right? And this is a short story. But anyway, long story short, I go to this other program. I end up actually graduating early, right? Because I did my schoolwork. I took it home. I kept going through every single class as fast as possible, but as effectively and efficiently as possible. And I ended up graduating early. I actually was asked on one of my days off, one of the teachers called me, and I came up to the school. And the whole reason they called me to come up there was so that they could ask me if I wanted to speak at high school graduation. Now, that was huge to me. That was huge. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll do that, So I prepared a speech, everything. And then I eventually I got to walk across the stage and speak on behalf of my class. Now, that was in front of thousands of people. Very nerve-wracking, but it was a huge accomplishment for me after a ton of failure, after a ton of adversity. So I learned from that situation. And there's a video to that. I'll post it in a day or so. Excuse me. Another time I could think of, and this isn't even me. One of my best friends currently serves in the United States Army, right? This guy has gone to 3 different selection processes. For anybody who doesn't know, selection is the initial phase to any kind of special operations branch that the Army offers, right? So technically 2 were the same and 1 was different. So basically he went to selection for Army SF, right? Failed. did the 19 days or 21 days or whatever it is, right? Then he fails, and then he goes home, and then I want to know how he did. He's one of my best friends. Tells me he fails, and I was like, what? Like, I'm surprised. Like, this guy works out every single day. This guy is extremely intelligent, right? Well, then he's given another opportunity to go to another selection process, right? He goes, he's doing well, fails the last week, right? Maybe 2-3 days before graduation. So that's a hard pill to swallow, right? Still hasn't given up, still extremely motivated, right? And then he goes to the first initial selection process that he went to. He goes again, fails, right? I don't know what happened. I just know he failed, right? And hopefully soon he's going to have soon he's going to have another opportunity to do so. And to me, man, that is the epitome of never giving up, to learning from your failures, right? And then just going back and getting it. It's okay to fail. Fail 500 times, right? As long as you learn something every single time through those failures, through the adversity that's created by those failures, right? You got to worry about what everybody else is going to say. You got to worry about what you're going to say to yourself, which is an even bigger battle, right? A lot of times, what do we say to ourselves, right? Most of the time, it's negative things. But this guy, right, myself included, other people, we choose to tell ourselves positive things, right? Even when we should be negative with ourselves just because that's what the way society or that's the way people are wired. No, look in the mirror and tell yourself something good. Tell yourself something positive. When you tell yourself something positive, right, you're like, oh man, you know what? I failed 500 times, but I never failed for the same thing twice. Why? Because I learned through the adversity. I was like, maybe it was this thing, right? Okay, so I'm going to work on that. So that next time I go through this obstacle or I attempt to pass this test, right, or whatever it is, right, I'm not going to fail for the same thing. It's not going to happen. No. If I fail, it's going to be for something else, right? But, okay, so you go through again and you fail, but it wasn't for the same thing. But you fail for something else, and you're like, okay, well, now I know what's holding me back. I know what I need to do in order to make myself better. So you go work on that as well as the things that you're good at. And then you fail again, right? It's okay to fall on your face because eventually you're gonna succeed. You're gonna have success, right? It's okay, right? But too many times you see all these people who, Thomas who, right? The rapper I brought up in my first video. This guy, he's performed numerous shows around our city, and in the beginning, there was multiple times where he would push this information out, hey, this is how you get the tickets. This is where it's going to be. This is the location. This is the time, whatever, right? The address, right? This is the time. This is the date, right? And nobody showed up. But he still performed like he was rocking coliseums full of every single person in the United States, right? Or the whole world was there, but it was just he and his people, like his team, right, around him. He didn't let that discourage him. He went back and did it again. He went back and did it again. He went back and did it again. He went back and did it again and again and again and again until people started showing up. And people are showing up now, right? And this is the guy who benefits everybody through everything. Even his faults, he'll tell you his faults, right? And that's so real. That's what you want as a person. You want to know, sometimes you want to know what's wrong with somebody, right? So you can learn from that, right? And then if you can get over that, then you'll be solid with them. And of course, through his example and everything, and also his music, definitely, right? Just gives the most amazing messages that you'll ever have. They're going to benefit you. I promise you. They benefit your life. They benefit my life, right? But then you see all these people who maybe they go perform a show, nobody shows up. They'll never do it again. Why? Why not do it again? Fail, right? If you consider that a failure, fail again. Fall on your face a million times until you get it right? Or maybe it's just the right time. Maybe it's wrong timing. Nobody has the answer. Nobody has the answers, but just fail. It's okay. It's okay to fail and face adversity. These are positive things in your life. As long as you're learning from it, these are positive things in your life. And then all these other people are like, oh, well, at least you tried. Yeah, that's part of it, right? That's part of it. But do you try one time or do you try 10 million times? Think about it, right? And that's going to add value to your life. I know that when I failed high school, I got kicked out and had to go to a new program. That added value to my life. That made me a better person. That made me strive to be where I wanted to be at the time, and it's helped me now 9, 10 years later, be where I want to be. Because when I'm going through hard times, I think about that. I think about, man, I got through that. That adversity, and there's other examples in my life, but I got through that adversity. I can get through the other adversity, even when I do fail. And I'm human. I fail all the time, but I learn from it. I grow from it. I hunger for success so bad that it's okay if I fail, right? I'll be disappointed in myself, but then I know what I need to work on in my off time. So then when you show up and it looks so easy to everybody who's outside looking in, no, it's not easy. It's hard, right? But you keep going. Do you keep going? Right? And I encourage everybody to keep going. It's okay to fail, right? And you're going to hear me say that a million times, right? You probably already heard me say that a million times in the video. But like my buddy, or here's another example. My guy, one of my good friends, I met in a leadership course that we did probably in 2016, I think. We'll call him Chi-Town Lloyd, right? He's from Chicago, right? From not the best neighborhood, right? But now this guy is exceeding all standards in his career field. This dude's not only doing that, this guy's constantly working on his craft. He wants to run, right? And this guy is going to be trying out for the Olympics. This guy who will do it. He will succeed. This guy comes from just, and not to say anything bad about Chicago, but a lot of people who've never even been there know about Chicago, right? This guy comes from south side of Chicago, right? A lot of people tell him he can't do anything, right? But he always believed in himself, right? And he keeps going, he keeps pushing, right? And I guarantee you the first time he fails running, or the second time, and maybe he's already done it before, but he goes to the Olympics and he doesn't take gold. I guarantee you he'll be there again in 4 years, right? Because I know the man. Right? I don't even have to know the man. I see his videos, right? And I see how much work he puts in. When everybody else is asleep at 2, 3, 4 a.m., this guy's out running. This guy's perfecting what he wants to do, right? And I'm sure he has his failing moments that are his failures then, so that when he goes and actually performs, he won't fail, right? And if he does fail in front of all these people all over the world, right, then okay, so be it. He's going to go back and get it again, right? And that's important. I see too many times, I don't want to focus on the negative too much. This is why I keep bringing up positive examples. But we see too many times in society, somebody fails at something, or they face a little bit of adversity, and they forget that success is on the far side of hard work. Sometimes it's on the short side, right? It's okay to fail. Just work at it. Just get better at every single thing that you do. And when you're failing and you feel like, oh man, I can't provide the best version of myself, or give the best version of myself to other people. Yes, you can. Absolutely you can, right? And don't forget that. Just learn from your failures and succeed, and you will. And then, yeah, I just wanted to post this little bit of motivation. Hopefully it's motivation, or motivating, and hopefully people look at it and it's another means of adding value to their lives, right? And hopefully you take the examples and you move with them, or you could think about examples in your own life of when you may have failed, right? And you can use that experience to better yourself, and then also better all these other people that you come in contact with, whether it be your family, whether it be your friends, whether it be some random stranger on the side of the street that you've never met before, but you find yourselves in a pretty good, intense but good, positive conversation, and you never know, that person might have needed you that day, right? They might have needed your story. You may have needed theirs. Maybe you didn't realize it, but you needed theirs. Maybe you needed them. Maybe they just needed to smile at you, right? And everybody else didn't, right? And shame on them, right? But use this, please, to help other people. And, when you're helping other people, you're helping yourself. You're growing yourself, right? And if you do something nice for somebody else and they don't get it, okay, maybe that's a failure. I don't know, but learn from it. This is what I encourage people to learn. Don't not help other people just because you failed at helping somebody else, right? As a minor example. But anyway, that's it for me. Just a little bit of motivation on Saturday night, Sunday morning. And again, a day or so, I'll post the video of my high school graduation, and hopefully people take something from that. My speech at high school graduation. Now, this was 2012 when I graduated high school, so the quality is going to be a little bit not as good or whatever, but I think the message will be great, and you'll see a different version of myself. And hopefully that helps also add value to other people's lives. And I know that it definitely added value to mine, being asked to speak there, but then also looking at all my peers, and I was like, man, I'm graduating with these people. Like, these people are amazing, right? To come from where we came from, and everybody's story is different, but they failed. They faced adversity. They found a way to get past it and move forward. And they're all doing great things in their lives today, right? 6 years later. So, but anyway, that's it for me. I'll post it in a day or so. Again, thank you for all the support. Cedar Hill 45. And later, everybody have a great night.